I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look that bad, you know, with gold. It looks pretty flashy with the gold stuff. If I set this on top here. Uh, Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. What we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's Ford FD-100 pickup kit, the Foose design kit that they put out a while back. And we're doing this quite a bit different. And if you want to get caught up on that, all those differences, check down in the description. There's a link down there to a playlist where you can get caught up on this. But what we've been working on is the cab and then the motor. So Friday we had the motor come in, so we started putting that together. But I just want to do quick update on the cab, and that's basically the bodywork on the front end here, which you can see there's not been a whole lot done, but a bit done, mainly because I've been working on the motor, so I haven't had the time to do the bodywork on this. But I did get the bodywork done in these corners here. Got that all squared up. In fact, let's show this down below here. So I've got it all kind of cleaned up through here so that I can get this core support for our Bronco grill glued into place, which it is now glued into place. I've also glued in some styrene back here as dams, because basically what we've got to do is build out this, or make this connection here. So this body line, where's something I can point with? This body line here is going to follow around and come right underneath the grill and then around that way. And there's negative space, I guess you could say, here and here. So I filled that in with these, which are basically going to be dams. This stuff is all going to be sanded back all the way to this point here, because that's where, you know, the bumper is going to sit. It's going to sit here. So that's going to all end up getting sanded off mainly. But it's mainly there, and you can see it here. You can see where it's filling the gap back here. So now I can put body filler in and make that connection that's going to be in between the grill itself and this bumper down below here. We'll have that body line that continues all the way through. And if you remember right, we had built in that body line up top by adding this whole bit of section right in here to the hood. So then we'll have a consistent, once I get it done, we'll have a consistent body line, I guess you could say, or look to the front end that wraps all the way around like so. Anyway, so that's where we're at on the front end. But what we've really been working on is the motor, which is a resin printed, 3D printed Coyote motor. In fact, let me just bring out the block, the engine block. I think we'll show this on the bottom here. So it took me some doing over the weekend to try to just figure out how this all goes together, but I pretty well got it figured out. I think I got it completely figured out how it goes together, but it did take, there are some things you're going to run into if you do one of these motors. So I want to point those out kind of along the way as we go. Some fixes I kind of had to do to the motor itself. But let's start with basically, I've put in together the block. We've got the block, the heads, the transmission, the intake. They're all painted aluminum. I went ahead and detailed in the fuel rails and the injectors. Let's see, as far as putting this together, I did go ahead and put in, you have basically what were cylinder sleeves to go in here, which then allow you to put the valve covers on. I might as well show the valve cover, which is in gold at the moment, but this will eventually end up body color. So we had mentioned we're going to do the valve covers body color, which is gold with a blood red. In fact, here's the blood red candy that we're going to be putting over top of that. I've got to get the clear that this, what do they call it? It is 40-30 balancing clear that this has to be mixed with. I got to get that yet before we can spray that on there, but you can see the gold's been laid down. Also going to do the body of the Whipple itself, the supercharger. Just come down here. I think it'd be a little easier to see. The body is going to be, the body is going to be body color. So this main ribbed part here is going to be body color. The back plate and this whole front piece is going to be probably chrome, I think. I'm going to do it. And then I also decided to go ahead and do the oil pan body color. I think that'll look good down here. Now, the couple of things I did to make this kind of line up and work better. One, there was a little peg that I was able to put in right here for the oil pan. So that there's a hole there. So find the little peg, use it. I used all the pegs I could. In fact, I used more than I could. And then that gets the oil pan to line up. There was also, I showed it last time, there was what looked like was supposed to be like a clutch tool. I used that. In fact, I've got pictures of it. I use that to, basically I put it into the block, cut the end of it off, and then use that to align the transmission. So that's one kind of little trick I did to make sure and get the transmission to line up. So that basically gives you a point that it pivots around, and then I was able to line up back here to make sure it was nice and aligned. And then of course there's like I said, there's these guys in the heads, the little sleeves. And basically what I did is I just let them stick out a little more than I needed up on this end, glued it all the way through, and then I sanded them down until they were where I needed them to fit here. Now, something else I had to kind of fix, which is pretty common on a lot of models and things, is there was quite a bit of a gap right here. In fact, I've got a picture you can see where I had to add in some thin styrene onto the tops of this front. So this front piece here, this Y piece, almost looks like a motorcycle motor or something, glued to the front. And then, but it was a little short, a little shallow there. So without adding that styrene in there, you'd have a gap, right? A pretty visible gap in between your valve cover and then this end of the head. So I did that on both ends, both sides, and I just oversized it, shaved it down here, sanded it down, and then sanded it down smooth, flat to the head, and then that worked for that. I also had to, so something that I've seen some people struggle with on some videos I saw on this and whatnot, is getting the pulleys to align. So it was very important for me to make sure that all these pulleys align. By the way, the pulleys are in here. I have them in, you can see them, they're painted black in here in the spare parts. I'm keeping them in here because I don't want to lose any of them, especially the alternator pulley, which is tiny. The thing is tiny, but just so you know, I had to, so before I glued the alternator, this guy here, before I glued the alternator in, and then whatever this is, I don't know if that's an oil pump or if that's just an AC compressor. I think it might be an AC compressor is actually what it is, because you can see where two lines probably come out right here. Before I glued those in place, I made sure and put all my pulleys in to get them aligned. Now, what I did have to do is this water pump came way out. In fact, let me show you here. It came way out here. So it pushes the water pump pulley way out beyond any of the other pulleys, and especially the crank pulley. So I just shaved it back. I just shaved the water pump back until I got everything to align, including the the charger pulley and all that. It goes up top. So that's something to definitely, because you don't want your pulleys going all angled and whatnot. You want them to be nice and square to the motor. So that's something that I definitely took a lot of time in trying to achieve. And the other thing that I had to fix too, if you remember right, this oil pan, this whole section here was a misprint, so it wasn't there. So I just cut out, I traced out the shape onto some thin styrene and then glued it in, and then glued it on top, just made sure it was nice and adhered, and then sanded it down to the shape I wanted. And now that looks pretty good, especially if I'm going to paint it body color. I want to make sure and have that shape. I want to have that shape there. Like that whole corner is missing before. I don't know if you remember, if you go back and look at the last video, this whole corner was missing, and you could actually see into the block because there's a little sliver of, this little corner here, this little corner of negativeness was actually showing, and you could see. So I just couldn't leave it like that if I was going to, do a color on the oil pan, which I wanted to do. So that was the other thing. I think those were the main. Yeah, so that was the main thing, kind of little tricks I used, was make sure and get your pulleys aligned by, one, definitely having to shave down that water pump. Use all the pegs you can use. I even use that silly little tool. Use all the different pegs you can use and make sure everything lines up. Get that, and then you'll have to fix any misprints. That's just part of the game. But anyway, so that's got, I think the motor is going to look, it actually looks good. I'm not going to lie, it doesn't look that bad. With gold. It looks pretty flashy with the gold stuff. If I set this on top here, I have been working on painting all the other parts also. Here's our filter, which I just basically have the flat black painted in for the rubber. I think I'm gonna do chrome silver, maybe a that K&N kind of color for the filter itself, and then we'll put in aluminum for the hose clamp here. I've got the starter. I painted it in a darker color. Oh, I know something. Something I definitely wanted to talk about too, just real quick, is if you probably noticed, and I thought about it with the headers. So the headers kind of aim up and out this way. Actually, that's backwards. They go up and out, which is nice because I've already started setting this into the chassis. And I have this toothpick. One, I was using it to paint, but that also gives me my angle for my drive shaft. And if we set this in the chassis, kind of move some stuff away, basically it's going to have to sit about, make sure you guys can see also, it's going to have to sit about right here. I'm just kind of guessing, but it's got to be high enough to clear the headers, which I think we'll probably end up using those headers just because of the way they're shaped. But that looks pretty, it looks pretty good as far as the angle for the drive shaft. I think that's going to be pretty good. I will have to move the transmission. Obviously, this is up a little bit because of the notches. I'm going to have to move this transmission cross member, so it's actually going to sit about right there. That cross member, I'll move it up to meet the transmission. But here's something really exciting. I've got the interior in, taped all together, interior in, firewall is in. If I set this in place where it goes, which is basically right here, and then let me square it up like so. Can you maybe show you from up above? We're not going to have to modify. We're not going to have to modify the firewall. The firewall is actually it's going to sit forward here. There we go. But we're not going to have to. Yeah, we're not going to have to do anything to the firewall, which is exciting. This is going to sit a little bit higher, but it's okay because we have the space, and it's going to sit a little bit higher in the engine bay, which is fine because we've got all the height in the world. We can go, we've got, so it's going to actually sit pretty legitly about right there. I think that's going to look pretty good where it's going to be sitting, and we don't have to do a thing to the firewall or the transmission tunnel. It fits. So, oh, excuse me. So I'm very excited about that. So anyways, that's all looking, oh, excuse me. I just ate lunch. That's all looking really good. But let me know what you think. I think it looks good. Maybe you think something should look a little different. I think it's going to look really good when we have these valve covers and whatnot blood red. That's going to look really cool. But let me know what you think down below. I do want to hear what you guys have to think down in the comments section. Oh, I cannot stop belching. Sorry. So I think that's got everything good. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit all those buttons. I got to get back to work at this. So do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I got to get back at it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.